A core capability of ServiceNow is to automate workflows, and many workflows are triggered by inputs from users. The accuracy and effectiveness of those flows are dependent on the quality of inputs received from users. I read a great quote a few years ago in a book on form design. People want what lies on the other side of the form. It is this concept that nobody wants to fill out a form, but wants a reward after they click submit that informs these leading practices. The collecting input leading practices provide the guidance needed to create forms and catalog items that collect accurate information efficiently without creating friction for the user. If you are responsible for creating any interaction where a user may input data, whether a form view for a table or a record producer, these leading practices will serve as a guide to create great interaction experiences. I'll provide the guidance on how to choose the right form controls to collect input, making sure you're asking the right questions in the right way, and how to keep your users engaged in the form completion process. Look, end users are required to input data in a variety of places throughout ServiceNow. Your admins create records directly in a table form. Service desk employees update a record within a workspace. Field agents complete service requests within our mobile app. And almost every user at some point will encounter a record producer when browsing the service catalog. While there may be nuances to how each of these input forms are configured, the leading practices will provide guidance to create low friction, high accuracy interactions. A few years ago, I worked on a project for a staffing firm. They'd regularly place 6 to 10 inventory specialists at large big box stores for quarterly inventory. This would require them to set up a temporary computer network for the staff to use for time cards and other activities. The account representative who coordinated the sale and the assignment had to fill out the network request form to get this set up. In this form, they were asked questions like, how many routers or switches do you need? How many feet of Ethernet cable? What WAN connection was available? Now remember, these were salespeople. Their expertise was in staffing, not network technicians with experts in IP technology. In talking with the field teams, we found out this data was never accurate, resulting in multiple trips to the site and delayed start dates for the staff. If this customer had followed these leading practices, asking for information the rep could actually provide, they would have avoided such headaches. What they could have done is ask questions like, how many employees will be at the site at any given time? Who is the network contact for this big box store? With these, the likelihood of accurate data and less trips out to the site would have been increased. Remember, your users don't want to interact with forms. They want the reward behind the submit button. Creating a successful journey to the other side requires you to create the right experiences for the diverse users that you collect information from.